A group of women were driving late at night when they noticed something strange ahead on the road. Walking along the roadside was a white figure. It appeared to be a woman wearing a long white gown. Curious and a little unsettled, they decided to make a U-turn and pass the area again.
She's walking yet.
Some viewers suggested it could have been a real person, possibly someone whose car had broken down or someone who had gotten out after an argument. Still, questions remain. Why was she walking alone in the dark? Why didn't she use a flashlight, her phone, or any visible source of light at all? Something about the encounter just doesn't feel right. A woman was traveling alone late at night in her truck, looking for a safe place to park and rest for the night. That's when something unexpected happened.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Out of the darkness, a man suddenly came running toward her, calling out and asking for something. But the way he approached immediately made her feel uneasy. Trusting her instincts, she quickly got back into her truck and locked the doors. Nothing else happened, but the encounter left her shaken and reminded her how quickly situations can change when you're alone at night. This man was out treasure hunting in North Dakota when something truly unsettling happened.
Very strange shit coming from us. And it's I don't know what the hell is going on. I've seen it. Holy shit. Wait.
As he checked the back of an abandoned car, his camera captured something he hadn't noticed at the time. On the other side of the vehicle, a figure could be seen standing there. Someone had been watching him the entire time. Based on the shape and posture, some viewers suggested it may have been an elderly person, but the image is too unclear to be certain. Unfortunately, the video ends without any explanation. What exactly was out there with him that night? During one of their road trips, this person came across another van displaying a disturbing sticker. The sticker read, "Don't make this weird, get in the van." Understandably, it wasn't something you'd expect or want to see. When the image was shared online, it immediately sparked debate. Some users found the message unsettling and inappropriate. Others argued the van itself looked ordinary and the sticker was likely meant as a joke. Still, why would anyone choose to put something like that on their van? While walking her dog late at night, this woman stopped to admire the night sky and decided to take a few photos. At the time, nothing seemed unusual. It wasn't until later, when she showed the images to her boyfriend, that something unsettling stood out. The first photo shows an empty street. Just seconds later, the next photo shows a dark, human-shaped figure standing in the exact same spot. According to the woman, no one else was present at the time, only her and her dog. She also stated that the photos were not edited in any way. So what could explain the figure that appeared between the two images? At around 11 p.m., this Reddit user was driving along Western Boulevard when they noticed a red-orange van traveling in the same direction. There was no interaction and no conflict. Both vehicles eventually pulled into a McDonald's drive-thru. After ordering and pulling forward into the lane to pay, the user noticed the van parked in the exit lane to the right. Suddenly, the van reversed, backing up until the driver's window was directly next to theirs. When the user looked over, the driver was already staring. The user made a "can I help you" gesture. The man didn't respond. Instead, he slowly raised his middle finger and continued staring. For nearly a full minute, he held eye contact without wavering, clearly trying to intimidate. Moments later, he put the van in reverse, spun it around, and drove off. The user managed to take 2 photos, but no license plate was visible. Shaken, they FaceTime a friend for the entire drive home, worried the van might follow them. Fortunately, it never did. Steve and Audra, A full-time van life couple were traveling through Washington when they recorded something unexpected. While driving from Winthrop to Concrete, Audra was filming the road ahead. Suddenly, they noticed a car stopped on the side of the roadway. As they approached, they captured what was happening. Two people were standing outside the vehicle, and a brief confrontation appeared to be taking place. Moments later, one of the individuals suddenly ran away from the scene. Fortunately, the situation ended quickly, and Steve and Audra were able to continue driving without incident. No further information is available about who the people were or what caused the confrontation in the first place. After completing a delivery, a trucker parked overnight in a quiet area to get some rest. Everything was silent. Then, at 2:33 a.m., she was suddenly jolted awake. Loud banging echoed against the truck door. She stayed inside and didn't respond. After several moments, the banging stopped. Whoever had been outside eventually left. Nothing more happened that night, but the experience left her shaken. A family was on a trip together when they decided to go hiking along a forest trail. While walking, they suddenly noticed something ahead of them. Partially hidden behind the bushes stood a dark figure. The figure remained completely still facing directly toward the family. The family stopped in their tracks and stayed where they were. No one moved closer. After a brief moment, they decided it was best to leave the area as quickly as possible. To this day, they have no idea what they encountered on that trail. While on a camping trip to their next location, a couple spotted something unusual. A car drove by, and behind the wheel appeared to be a non-human figure. The vehicle moved normally and didn't react to the people filming. It wasn't Halloween, and while it was most likely just someone in a costume, the sight felt oddly random and strangely inhuman to the campers. Rick and his van, a UK-based van life and exploration channel, was on rural common ground in the United Kingdom, surrounded by dense, dark woodland. The place immediately felt spooky. Rick walked deeper into the forest, leaving the safety of his van behind.
Oh yeah, look at that. What is a little church like that doing in the middle of the woods? Have a little look inside. Oh, no way. What? You got a little graveyard. And a shovel, random shovel. What is going on in this place? Chairs? In the middle of the woods? What's all that about? Sorry. Standing all over you. They come back here in the daytime and have a look. They come back here in the morning. But that is spooky looking. Well, that's a good thumb now, isn't it? I look like that guy, don't I? Here's Johnny. Anyway, speaking of church, I'm going to come back and check this place out in the morning when I can have a good look round. Because I've already tripped over and gone arse over tit. Bye, church.
He eventually reached a fenced clearing with a small tin church. While filming, Rick believed he saw something. He even managed to capture it on camera.
The hell is that? Hello? Hello? What the hell was that? Hang on. Did you see that? Or was that just me? There's my gimbal. I left my gimbal there. swear... This me. Oh, there was someone standing there. There was someone standing right here. I swear to God, there was someone standing right here by my gimbal. Right. Right, that's freaked me out a little bit, so I'm just gonna go... Shut up. Right, I'm not joking you, that's just slammed itself shut.
Later, he returned to his van to sleep. Around 1 a.m, Rick woke up.
Hang on, let me just get the lights on. Right, it is... What is it? 1 o'clock in the morning. And I swear blind, I just got woken up by someone trying the van door handles. There was a knock. There was definitely a knock. Someone was trying the van door handles as well. I'm going to turn the lights out. Someone was trying the van door handles. I can't hear anyone talking outside. There we go. There we go.
Someone was attempting to open his van door handles. The same vehicle returned later, circling near his van without headlights or any communication. By daybreak, Rick chose to leave rather than try to sleep again. He doesn't know what this person's intentions were, but it couldn't be good. A Reddit user shared a strange experience that happened after pulling over at a gas station. While they were parked, a white van began circling the station repeatedly. The vehicle never stopped for fuel, and the driver didn't interact with anyone. After a while, the van finally left. To be safe, the user waited about 15 minutes before getting back on the road. But about 6 miles later, something unsettling happened. The same white van was now parked on the side of the road. There was no contact between the driver and the Reddit user, and nothing further occurred. Thankfully, the situation ended without incident. Still, the encounter left behind a lingering sense that something wasn't quite right. While on her way back from cliff jumping, this woman stopped at an old mining camp to use the restroom. As she walked inside one of the buildings, she passed a small furnished room and immediately felt uneasy. Inside, the room was filled with mannequins and strange props. Alien figures, skeleton parts, skulls, and other novelty items were arranged on the bed and nearby surfaces. The location was El Dorado Canyon, a historic site known for its abandoned structures and underground mine tours. She later mentioned that it wasn't just the room that felt creepy. The entire place gave off an uneasy vibe. Because of the alien-themed display, she assumed the room might be meant as a reference to Area 51. Even the staff member she encountered struck her as a bit strange. Rob and Sam visited Bloody Bride Bridge late at night to document reported anomalies. The bridge is painted red, sits at a dead end, and is surrounded by dense woods and water. Signs at the site clearly forbid parking.
This is so weird. See? Dead end road. Going down dead end.
No parking. I don't even want to try going down there, dude.
That doesn't go anywhere, that does.
Oh, there's a car coming down here.
While waiting in the dark, they noticed movement near the tree line. Moments later, headlights appeared on the road ahead, then suddenly vanished, despite there being no exits or turns.
I'm gonna go right into the water. That would be nuts. There's a car. Hang on. Okay, there was definitely headlights.
You saw that, right?
Yeah,
you can't go anywhere else.
Headlights.
There's no headlights.
Where'd they go?
There's no headlights.
There's definitely somebody just driving down here.
Yeah.
After stepping out of the vehicle, they discovered the bridge railing covered in clusters of insect eggs.
What?
Are those eggs?
I don't know.
I think those are eggs.
Dude, there be like house spiders on this bridge. I ain't getting that close to this shit. I don't do spiders. What's that? You didn't hear that?
During the visit, they also recorded brief, unclear sounds coming from the surrounding woods. Something definitely felt off about the place. While spending a fun night outdoors with friends, this group decided to take time photos using a phone placed inside a mailbox. They stood across the street near a cornfield and took 2 photos back to back. Later, while reviewing the images, they noticed something unsettling. One photo appeared completely normal, but in the second, something could be seen behind one of them, something that hadn't been there just moments earlier. No one noticed anything at the time, and the photos were taken only seconds apart. To make it easier to see, the second image was likely edited using basic brightness and contrast adjustments. The group still isn't sure what was with them that night. Was it something paranormal, or simply an insect or object passing very close to the camera lens? They shared the images online, hoping someone could help explain what they captured. These men were hiking through the Appalachian Mountains when they came across something deeply unsettling. A narrow hole in the ground, barely visible among the leaves, but wide enough for a human leg to slip into. Curious and uneasy, they decided to test how deep it went. They lowered a long stick inside and watched as it kept descending, until it completely disappeared from view. It's a chilling reminder that while walking through dense forests, dangers like this can remain completely hidden, and one wrong step could lead somewhere no one would ever find you. Some teenagers were hanging out at a local park one night. Once they arrived, they noticed a strange figure moving through the park. It looked unnatural, so they decided to record it. They remembered that a man had been found mysteriously dead in the same park, with officials reporting no visible signs of foul play. Some nearby residents said they had noticed a strange presence in the park for some time. Many now believe the figure may be connected to the unexplained death. The group left, convinced that what they had seen wasn't a good sign. Laura from Mexico was filming a tree that had caught fire after a lightning strike.
Hola, chécale, a ver si se mueve. Ponle, acércale.
Sí, sí se mueve.
Pero se mueve.
Pero no está quemada, está intacta.
Esta tampoco se mueve.
Está sentada ahí.
Mira, ahí está sentada. Tenía tantos años que no veía algo así, fíjate. Hasta ahorita que los niños lo vieron.
While recording, she noticed a shape forming through the flames. It looked like a person standing inside the burning branches. People later suggested it might be a witch. Others thought it was just an optical illusion. They couldn't figure out what they were looking at, but to them, it looked too human. A person was walking along a forest path near an old abandoned castle when they captured something unusual on their footage. A dark, translucent figure stood ahead. It looked human, dressed entirely in dark clothing, and remained perfectly still. The castle was said to be haunted, something the person only discovered later while doing some research. At the time, they didn't see the figure and couldn't explain it, leaving them to wonder if it was something paranormal. A truck driver stopped on a quiet road in Finland. The moment he stepped out, a strange cry echoed from the frozen forest. It didn't match any animal he knew, so he started recording. The road was empty, and he didn't see anything or anyone out there. To this day, no one knows what he heard. Do you have any idea? In 2017, two friends were driving through different neighborhoods late at night, stopping at local playgrounds along the way. To capture the moment, they took several photos using an iPhone. Later, while reviewing the images, they noticed something deeply unsettling. In the final photo, a small figure appears on the left side of the frame, a shape that looks disturbingly like a little girl. At the time the photo was taken, the playground was completely empty. No other people were visible nearby, and nothing seemed out of place. What makes it even stranger is that none of the earlier photos from that same night show anything similar. The friends have never been able to explain who or what appeared in that final image. On August 14th, 2004, Lindsay Cutshall, 22, and Jason Allen, 26, were traveling along the California coast near Jenner, California. The young couple was visiting from the Midwest and had been working together at a Christian summer camp. They were deeply religious, engaged, and just weeks away from getting married. That evening, after spending time exploring the area, they tried to find a motel to stay the night. When no rooms were available, they made a decision that would later prove fatal. They chose to sleep on Fishhead Beach, laying their sleeping bags directly on the sand beneath the open sky. Unbeknownst to them, a man named Sean Michael Gallen was driving along Highway 1 that same night. Gallen was suffering from severe mental illness and was experiencing psychotic delusions. As he passed the beach, he noticed the couple sleeping in the open. Instead of continuing on, Gallen stopped his car and did the unthinkable. He retrieved a firearm, walked down to the beach, and shot both Lindsay and Jason at close range, taking their life as they slept. He then fled the scene, leaving their bodies behind. For 4 days, the couple remained undiscovered, until on August 18th, a sheriff's helicopter flying over the coastline spotted the two bodies on the beach, still in their sleeping bags. The discovery shocked the community and devastated both families. For years, the case went unsolved. Despite evidence collected at the scene, no suspect was identified, and the murders became one of Northern California's most haunting cold cases. More than a decade later, advances in DNA technology finally provided a breakthrough. In 2017, Sean Gallen was arrested and charged with the murders. During their investigation, it became clear that he'd been living with untreated schizophrenia at the time of the killings. In 2019, Gallen was convicted and sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. The murders of Lindsay Cutshall and Jason Allen remain a tragic reminder of how a simple decision, made during what should have been a joyful chapter of life, can end in unimaginable loss. Their story continues to resonate as one of the most heartbreaking and senseless crimes along California's coast. Hiro and Tomo from the YouTube channel Omega Toki Film focus on ghost investigations across Japan. For one episode, they chose to spend the night inside the abandoned Inunaki Tunnel in Fukuoka Prefecture. The tunnel was built to connect the remote Inunaki village. According to local stories, several workers died during its construction. The tunnel was officially closed in 1975 after a newer route opened, but reports of strange sightings continued for years. The area is also linked to a real crime in 1988, when a young person was murdered inside the tunnel, adding to its dark reputation. While camping outside, the duo sensed movement and retreated to their tent.
早くさっさと。
Late at night, while they were sleeping, a head-shaped figure appeared to be watching them from the darkness. They packed up immediately and fled the tunnel, unsure of what they had encountered. Was it a ghost, or someone playing a cruel prank? The identity of the figure remains unknown. Now for more, let's watch this next video together.